Okay, hello guys and girls. Chong, Gang, Kevin, and Lola. I allowed you to talk. You can talk, you can say hello. Okay, meanwhile, I'll give you the link that you need. That's our webinar link. I'm giving you the link on chat. Here. Okay, that is our webinar link. Okay, Antonio, I'm allowing you to talk as well. Olga, you too. Okay, and we'll spend a few minutes just to remember where we are in this world, and then we'll continue. People are coming in. This is Randy. You hear me okay, right? Randy, you try to say something, but I don't hear you. That could be my problem. Let me ver. Okay, could anybody say anything? Or I can open some video. Randy, are you talking? Yes, it is my problem. So I'll take away those mics and I'll be talking directly into the computer and everything will be fine, right? And I will hear you whenever you have to say anything. Okay, I allowed everybody to talk. And we can start. And take away Cecilia Bartoli. And here is your link. That's what you need. Now, first of all, we look at what we want to do today. And we are at the end of penultimate one before last session. I see some people are already joining. Renzi, could you say hello so that I feel good about hearing you? Renzi? No? Well, if anybody can say anything, that would help because I know that if you can
Hello.
talk. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. That gladdened my heart. All right, excellent. Okay, so today we'll be doing this. We are at session dates 27th. We want to look deeper into the object pipeline and we will start thinking about fine-tuning. But before we do this, let me make sure that we remember what we do. So this whole series came up as a good outcome of a class that I ran. Meanwhile, I ran the class again for a company. And you all guys said, yes, we see the tutorial, but it would be nice to work on that together. So I did that. Then the next time I said this, okay, so this is Hugging Face, but Hugging Face is a great portal. That's a place where people can hang out. 2,500 companies were able to use the Hugging Face, and 2,500, right? And that includes everybody, including Microsoft, Facebook, and Google, and Amazon, of course. And not only that, but they appeared ChatGPT. So now everybody is playing. And in the morning, my family gladdens my heart by showing what they have done. So that's the talk of the town. Last time I mentioned, and this is what the professors, poor professors, have to deal with, because now they ask for 5 pages essay, and quickly in a few seconds that's produced. And of course, the obvious argument then is that I want a real practitioner, not somebody who knows how to use the bot. Okay, we understand all of that. Meanwhile, we'll continue in this investigation. Let me do this. First time, I gave you empty Ubuntu. Everybody got a machine. Then I decided, let me install that for you. So what I've done is this. And it will take me a minute, but I decided that often new people come, people who never were in this. And we need a little review. That's what it turned out. So every time I start about 20, 25 machines, I'm using Terraform, and it does all these machines for me. I'm giving you pretty large machines. Yeah. That already have everything installed. Let's see how many people we have now. Okay, well, we have about 10. I'll start 20 machines. Just 1 second, starting all these machines. Okay. And 20. So in a minute, I'll give you all these machines, and you will be able to grab one for yourself. They will be found at VM, right here. Scroll up, you'll find that's where the virtual machines are. No, you don't scroll up, you go here. Okay, they will appear here in a minute, and you will be able to follow me along. That's the plan. So let me introduce a question to you, maybe an announcement. It seems like we're enjoying ourselves. We keep doing this. We initially planned for just one more session, but what will you say if we'll make it a permanent feature? Let us keep going. That's, I wonder. So what I need to do is open the chat, allow everybody to talk. Okay, now everybody can talk to everybody. Okay, so you can answer, and you don't have to hold on to your word. But basic idea, what do you think? Will it be interesting to continue this investigation? And if we want to continue, well, I expect a bit more participation because less time, well, nobody said anything. Probably enjoyed themselves and we will continue doing this, but nobody said anything. That's okay. Even if there is no more participation, we will still continue as long as if you come. So do you want to answer anything? Say yes or no. Yes or no. Question mark. Okay. Hello, hello, and hi all. That's very nice. Yes, okay, cool. Yes, and I don't believe you at your word. You will kind of vote with your wallets, meaning your time. If you come, you come. Great. That will force me to actually be better because then I know that you may come or not come. Okay, great. Let me give you your machines. Okay, you used your local machine. That's fine. That's, of course, great. Here they all are. These are the machines. I'll grab number 1 or number 0. I'll put my name here at the bottom. Now, you please put your name here. That will become your machine. For example, if my machine is student 0, then this is my IP. The way you use them is simply putting them in the tab. So you open another tab. Another tab, you put this here, and that should start. Then you click on access via plain HTTP and click on enter. Pick up your machine right here, password. So my machine is here, and Lolly chose an easy way. Hers is the last one, and mine is the first one. And I'm putting this password inside. And I'm there. And when I'm running a lab, I can do everything here. For example, I can verify that Python is installed like this. And I can also verify that I can import pipeline from transformers. Let's see, is that correct? No, because I didn't spell it right. Well, I don't spell correctly, but that's okay. Let's go to the webinar. This webinar has all the labs, and we will go straight to our labs today. That's the labs. Today we investigate deeper into the pipeline object. Okay. From transformers import pipeline. That's what I should say. So how do I do this? I go to my virtual machine. Either I open the lab straight here in the browser, or I do this. I click on clipboard, And then I can paste it here. The very first time that you bring this library, it will take a little time. That's because it's already pre-installed. That's good, but it will take the first time, it will take a little bit to run. After that, every time it will be quite fast. So let's go back, and before we start doing this, let's just quickly overview. Let's do this. So we said that today AI suddenly started becoming very easy. Up until Hugging Face, you can teach, you can do all the labs, but it's very hard to really understand. With Hugging Face, it became extremely easy out of the box, right? You can do this that I just did, inform from transformers get pipeline, and this pipeline object will do everything for you. So today we're going to investigate a bit more detailed view into the pipeline objects. That's not really quite out of the box, but there you are. But it's a little bit deeper view. And in any case, Hugging Face made it accessible to all people. That is what Microsoft couldn't do it, Google couldn't do it, nobody could do, but Hugging Face did it. All right, then let's do this. Today we will start the application here. Applications, and I will start the internet, which is the only type, Firefox, and I will open the lab here inside of the virtual machine, so I will not have to copy paste all the time non-stop. It's just too hard. I will open the same lab here. So the last time that I'm going to where's my lab? There. Okay, so the last time I'm copy pasting, I'm copying this, I'm pasting it into where did I lose it? Page not found. Sorry. Well, we are inside. We're inside anyway. Let's just go back. Let's again get the password here. Okay. And I'll just show you how you can get things here inside. You go to GitHub, verify that you connect, and you don't have to be logged in, nothing like that. But then you say elephant scale, which is easy. Elephant like a big animal with a trunk, and scale like the scale of the fish. And then you see all of our open source projects. Now in here, you need to find Hugging Face, which is easy, it's right here. And from now on, you can play with it because it's an open set of labs, largely based on the tutorial from Hugging Face itself. So I can copy this line, then I can run it, and then I can paste it inside. So let us do this. Let's copy that, and don't forget copy. You have to do right click, copy, because you might be on the Windows, might be on the Mac, different keys. Instead, you do that, and then you see that's my terminal. So again, if you want to go to the browser, you're right here, terminal right here. That's how you navigate here. Now right click here and paste. It says you are pasting quite a lot of stuff. Is that okay? Yes, it is okay. Now we're going deeper. So let's look at what it is telling us. It is saying that I want to do sentiment analysis. I want to understand, is it a positive feeling that the guy has or a girl, or is it a negative feeling? And I'm going to use a pipeline to do this work, and I call this pipeline sentiment analysis. Really, I don't call it. I tell it it's the type of work that we're going to do. Sentiment analysis here. So again, that will take a little bit to load the very first time. After that, everything will be instantaneous. But now we can read, no rush, we can read what it says. It tells us that no model was supplied. That is because you can say pipeline, then give the name of the pipeline, then comma, and tell it the model. Yes, you can do this, but we're not doing this now. We are going to do it later. And since we didn't supply any model, it defaulted to a specific one. Now, which one? It says defaulted to Distelberg based on case fine-tuned SST02 English. So what we can say about this is that obviously it comes from the bird family of models. It is uncased, simply meaning that it is all lowercase. In other words, all words are analyzed as lowercase, and you lose the case information. That's not the case like in a box, but it is the case like uppercase, lowercase. Then there is more about this model. That particular one was fine-tuned. Then some abbreviation about how it was fine-tuned, and that is in English. And you may notice, if you remember what we got last time, this default changes. I don't think it was Distelberg based on case fine-tuned last time. So that is what the warning is saying. Since it says no model was supplied, then we are giving you the default one here, but that default may change, and therefore the results are not stable. So if you're interested in really using it and getting stable results, don't forget to tell me what model you want to use. Okay, but I took the default. I said that's the phrase I want to analyze. It runs. And when it runs, it downloads the models, and it tells me the first sentence expresses a positive feeling with the score of 95%. I've been waiting for Hugging Face course all my life. And the second, I hate this so much, is a negative one with the certainty score of 99%. So that worked. Now, what we're going to do is to play a bit more with the object itself. So let's look at the tokenizer. Why is tokenizer important? Because you need to tell it exactly how to break each phrase into individual words. For example, my phrase was here, I've been waiting for Hugging Face course all my life. It didn't have any slang, any common abbreviation, anything that that would be sarcasm, which would be harder to do. Anything like San Francisco being spelled SF. And so it's a standard tokenizer that worked here. Still, if I wanted to analyze the emails, for example, the email in the standard analyzer or tokenizer would be broken. For example, john@abc.com would be broken into John as a separate entity and abc.com as a separate entity, and then maybe understood as an entity, which is not exactly what I want. So that first step, tokenization, is of course defaulted so that everything should work out of the box. But in that case, you see that it is supplied with the right tokenization that's coming from that same model. They should work well together. So it says I'm getting the checkpoint from pre-trained model. I'm getting from here, and I'm getting the right checkpoint. Keep in mind, that's what tokenizer does. When you want to get better at prior precision, you should analyze what tokenizer you use. So let's do this. It converts, first of all words into individual tokens, and then it assigns them a number. That's just convenience. That's not a meaningful number. We're not doing this optimization yet here, because later on we are going to convert all of the tokens, all of the words into meaning. That's later on. For now, it's just a number. So we're saying, let's investigate the model. I think our next step, okay, we did this. What's the classifier? Now let's go to the next. I'm a little bit confused between all these tabs, but we're good now. So we have printed the inputs. We have done the tokenization, and we want to see the output. Copy, paste it into terminal. Okay, it seems like I did not do the previous step. So I did not do that. Well, now that I automated this, I'm inside the virtual machine. I can copy and paste the whole thing. Put it right here. And it gives me a few warnings. Again, we're looking at the meaning of what we're doing. We understand the pipeline. We understand that you can get the different behavior if you don't specify specific models. But we are okay with the default. So we want to look into the subjects a bit more. We can dump the output of the model. Let's try to do this. It seems like I'm messing something up. I will restart. That's not a problem at all. Let us start from the very beginning, because now it will work very fast. So let's do this. Here we are. Clean it up. Bring in the model and run the model. Okay, that worked very well. Our next step is investigate the tokens. How did we break up our sentence? Copy. Paste. And look at the tokenizer. Okay, this is the tokenizer that we got. We got it because somebody else did the model training. The model is trained and the tokenizer is chosen for that particular model. So we know it's the right tokenization. It is the default model. BERT is one of the good models. We know that. Now our next step is look into the inputs. The inputs are vectors, really, but since they're multi-dimensional vectors, they're called tensors. I'm getting to the raw input. And I can output the tensors of how did I tokenize the phrase. From here on, I'll do something different. You watch me how I do copy and paste. That's easy. You can do it yourself anyway. Let us instead read all the lab to the end. Then I will let you run through that, but that will be a second go through. So what we're doing is investigating those tokens. We took the words, we broke the sentences into words, then we assigned numbers just so that it's easier to deal with. Then we want to investigate the model. We said that we are getting a model under the name of distilled bird Bayesian case and so on. And we're getting the model itself from the checkpoint. That's the checkpoint, meaning somebody did the work of training and we will download it from hub from the Hugging Face. So that's showing the power of Hugging Face. It acts as a de facto standard for collecting all the models. Now let's go to Hugging Face. Let's see what's going on really. This is the Hugging Face. And if we look at all the models they have collected so far, you'll see 125,000. That's a lot. We can look for hours. We'll do it in a second. But you see, last time it was 120,000. So it's a 5,000 in just the last week. Well, let's do this. Let's go back. Okay. Let's copy this model name. Copy. I need to use the clipboard here at least to copy it out of here. Copy and put it in here so that I will know which model are we really using. That's the model that we're using. We'll look at this model and we see this is called the model card. Everything is standardized and the model gets a card that somebody filled out. Thank you to that somebody, because without this we will be having the model but without any documentation. So it says that model is developed by Hugging Face and it was downloaded 6 million times last month. So even though, yes, last time we looked at what it all can do, but we'll do it again. One great thing about Hugging Face is that you can see the stats. You can play with that model right away. I can say compute, and that's a positive. Well, let's change it. What I saw in the movie, it said, I love you, but I don't like you. Let's see how it will understand the paradox of this statement. It says that it's very negative, that without any sarcasm. All right, but you see, you can try this model right here by courtesy of Hugging Face. Great, let me check one question and answer here. Oh, Latin, that's wonderful. You have many different choices of tokenizers or models. One thing is important is that they should agree. That is not a requirement. You can mix them up and probably get the worst results. Because the people who deal with the models, they understand how important tokenizers are and probably adjust the tokenizer to the model. Now, but the next question that you ask is which ones to select. Let's say you trust those researchers and you choose the BERT model for both the model and the tokenizer. That question answered, but why would you choose the BERT model? Well, the answer is right here. You will look at that model, you'll see how popular that is, you will see what the people say about this. You will also try it in two ways. You'll try it here, already ready to run, and you can also try it here. In other words, I can copy all of that, copy that, right? Then I'm going to the virtual machine. Very nice. Virtual machine. And I'm erasing that, pasting it here. And then here I'm trying it. What's nice, it's ready to go. So therefore, I'm doing paste here. And I'm running the example out of the box, but in my virtual machine. Then I'm verifying. It says what you should get is label 0. The label 0 is probably positive. That's probably a simple classification model. And what I should get is choice 0. Okay, that's still answering your question, what you should use. Investigate those models and choose the one that fits your needs. This model, it says, reaches the accuracy of 91.3. That's a pretty high accuracy. But from here on, you're on the flea market. That has popular models in the number of 125,000. Now, you can click on models again and look at types of models. So if we're looking at classifications, text classification, there will be less, there will be 15,000. That is still too much. So you need to try it here. Then you need to apply it to your specific task, because everybody can get a model out of here and just run it out of the box and see what happens. That's not enough for real successful application. You also need to think of what are the use cases I'm dealing with, where is the data that I can apply to train it more, to fine-tune it with that data, and then you need to see the results with this fine-tuning. Well, I put this on the subject of what we're going to do today. That was a promise to look deeper into the pipeline model and also maybe start fine-tuning. But realistically, I did not expect us to do it in that 1 hour. We'll do, or at least we'll try to do it the next time. But I think it's good to chat about this and discuss. I see another question. It says, well, I already answered this. So it's not another, it's the same, but okay. But it feels like, oh, I'm missing a question. That's why I'm breaking to do this. And that is basically it. Now, one big thing that happened last week, of course, is that ChatGPT. How is ChatGPT comparable to Hugging Face? I think we addressed it, but I think it's good to repeat. First of all, Hugging Face is a company that has many models, and some of them it's developed. Look here. That was developed by Hugging Face itself. And some models it didn't develop. Let's go at models again. Let's look at models. And let's just look at this one. Who developed the original bird cased? Original bird model. Google. That was done by Google. So as you can see, that's a marketplace. It is a GitHub for models. That's what the Hugging Face does. And they're pretty successful at what it does and what they do. The latest investment round was 100 million, and their estimated value is 2 billion. Now, OpenAI is the producer of ChatGPT. It's a different company. It is a different model. And OpenAI doesn't make it as convenient as Hugging Face. So you can use OpenAI inside of Hugging Face. In other words, Hugging Face gives you a framework to play with different models with an enormous number of conveniences. Look at how many downloads for this model. So they're definitely a champion of that. They made it very easy. They made the AI part of everybody's life. But OpenAI is an AI company that is today valued, I believe, at $43 billion. And their major thing is specific models. I saw that when I was searching for that, I saw that there is a playground, OpenAI. Okay, I did it already, but what's important is that they give you a playground. So I think next time, I'm still trying to log in, even though I said I won't. Okay. So that allows you to play with their very powerful model. So in some way they are competitors, but in some way they are very different. And I think that if we continue our investigation, then I will do it in parallel. I will give you a little bit of Hugging Face and a little bit of Playground. Of course, they are extremely popular in the world. That's who makes the news today. Just like Hugging Face was making the news among the practitioners just before OpenAI appeared. So we'll still compare them. We'll still see who is better at what they do. And at this point, I'll summarize what we have done and I will pause for questions. So we again assigned ourselves machines right here, virtual machines. And some of us, played with these machines. That was the machine, and everybody could assign themselves a machine, and maybe somebody used them without assigning. I don't see that many people, but that's okay. So these machines come pre-installed with Hugging Face there, and I will continue doing this. If I need to install something, I will pre-install here so that we don't waste our precious 1 hour. We will continue along the lines of the announced course. The course basically allowed you to use models out of the box. Then it investigated the models a little bit deeper. Then it showed you how to get around on Hugging Face, maybe create an account. Maybe we'll do at least a demo of how you can improve your model, how you can fine-tune it and then save the result on Hugging Face. And that will be basically the journey. But we will also be going into the playground. I don't know why it wants it again. Oh, usage limit. Oh, they introduced the price. I remember $40 a month. Okay, I'll pay the $40 so that they can continue showing this to you. And so we are investigating the latest and greatest with the today's AI. That is the plan. Now, let me pause right now. Any questions, any desires, anything that you would like to see in the next sessions? Okay, you know where to find me. You can email I'm sure you have the email, the one that allowed you to register. And I will keep announcing what we're going to do next session. So we'll try to do as good as we can.
Hi, this is Liting, and I have another question. For the slides that you shared on the drive, and I see for the Hugging Face ones, I try to go through that, but these looks only like they have the subtitles, but not the like a lot of slides. It only have the subtitles. Is that gonna
Yes.
be uh updated later, or is that just gonna be, you're gonna talk during?
It will keep improving. The answer is yes, it will keep improving. That look like I followed the tutorial, which you can find. Hugging Face tutorial, you'll see it. But it was a lot of material, more than I could cover in 2 days. So I chose and showed just the most important. That's the journey that we're taking. But you're right, many slides just have the title of what the thing will talk about, but it hasn't finished. It will finish. So if I share it again, then very correct. That's for the students. And that is where the majority of the slides are. Not all of them are complete. Don't worry, they will eventually be complete. If you want to travel at our speed, that's fine. If you want to jump ahead, I can tell you where the source for that is, which I always openly tell. Let's do this. Here we are. That's our webinar. And that's the materials, that's the labs, that's the book by the Hugging Face guys. That's the book. Oh, that's all of our recordings on this link, but let me also show you where the tutorial is. I'm not pushing you away, but just giving you additional information. So
Thank
Hugging
you.
Face tutorial. They call it course. So that's really where the course is. And if you want to run ahead, you can find that where they discuss this, and you'll just look at it there. But the slides eventually will come around, and it's not just a copy. I actually add comparisons. I add labs. So let me put it here on the webinar. And let's just say here, again, face tutorial. Okay, let's see, that was your question, correct? Okay, so here
Thank
it
you.
is. Right. Thanks for asking that. So stop the share again. Okay, and my egoistic goal in doing this was to learn all of that better. And so with your questions of your interest and trying to hold your interest, yes, I do have to learn it better myself. So that's my goal. You know who I am. I'm a trainer, a corporate trainer. I was a trainer for 10 years, very interested in AI. So I should know that. I'm the guy to do that. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, so I thank you all very much. The machines will stay up for about an hour and you can play with them. And I'll hope to see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, have a good weekend, Lola. Thank you, John.